What game should I play today? Ooh, Jack 2. Nah. What about Ratchet 3? Eat it. Metal Gear Solid 4? I'm never gonna beat that. Soul Calibur 4. Do I have any games that aren't a sequel to another game? If only there was a place where I could talk about my frustrations. A place where I could sit down and talk about views and opinions. I know just a way to vent about this. I mean, it's just not right, Anka. They don't understand us. We can't keep taking this bullshit from them because they...
Oh my gosh. Why can't you just be a normal person and post a video on the internet? Like, come on. Seriously.
Shut up! How about that? Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Hello, I'm Viral Vinnie, infesting the internet with more useless videos. Sequels! Everyone loves them. I mean, who doesn't love seeing another chapter in their favorite series, except maybe Valve, and Ubisoft, and Sega, and I guess Square Enix. Point is, everyone loves them, but as awesome they are, they can also be a burden on a series. We have to ask ourselves, at what point does another chapter in a series become too much? So what a better time to start talking about sequels than the sequel to my first video. Oh, and don't worry, I won't bring up Sonic again. I got all my rage out from last time.
Don't test me! Now, before we start, I want to clarify. I'm not talking about sequels that continue the story. I don't mind if a series has a trilogy or even gets into the 5 or 6s. But that being said, I do think a story should end at some point. I love games like Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid, but I mean, come on. They have decades of information to remember if you want the whole picture. I'm surprised there aren't classes devoted to it. Now, the Metal Gear Solid series does quite an interesting thing, where the sequel to 2 isn't 3, but actually 4. So to remember, students, it's Metal Gear Solid 4 follows 2, and 2 is followed by number 4. Number 3 is part of the Big Boss series and thus not considered. Okay, well, let's see. After Metal Gear 101, I'll take Modern Philosophy through The Simpsons. Ooh, and then Zombie Survival Skills. And then, Internet Meme 101. Yeah. Point is, sometimes we, as viewers, need to be strong and say enough is enough. Sometimes you can't have too much of a good thing. Hey! I guess there's some candy left over from the Halloween. What the hell? I'll take just one.
12 seconds later.
That was one crazy Hanukkah. Now, I can't think of any other series that better suffers from sequelitis, patent pending, than Ratchet and Clank. Now, I loved the first 3 games in the series, and although it was sad, I was ready to say goodbye with the ending of the 3rd one. I mean, it was a perfectly fine ending. But then Tools of Destruction came out, and while I wanted it, I was starting to get a little burned out. And then Quest for Booty, and then Crack in Time, and now On for One, which, I'll be honest, I don't want. I'm just a little ratcheted out right now. And it's not even Ratchet who has burned me out. There's other series like Assassin's Creed, Dragon Ball Z, Guitar Hero, and even Kingdom Hearts. When a series starts reaching its 12s, it kind of gets old after a while. Wait a minute, what about series like Zelda and Mario and Metroid? Those games have been around for years, and I'm sure you're not burnt out on them. Thanks a lot, Build Your Own Firewall Kit. Now, in my opinion, each game is its own separate entity. For example, the Super Mario Brothers for the NES was about score. Super Mario World was about platform. Mario 64 was about exploration, and Sunshine was about action. They all have common themes and gameplay styles, but each one tries something new. However, Ratchet & Clank and Ratchet & Clank All for One are essentially the same game. Now, let's step away from games for a second and start focusing on some movies. Why? Because I couldn't think of any more money-grabbing games. You happy? Now, I can't think of any other bigger movie studios who love making sequels just for the fact that they make money than DreamWorks and Disney. Now, the CEO of DreamWorks... No, not that one. The other one. The other one. All the DreamWorks franchises are intended to be trilogies. But really, who isn't surprised with this? With films like Shrek 4 and Kung Fu Panda 2, which were just blatant money grabs. Still, my first thought was, does this mean we have to have another 2 Shark Tales? Yes, yes, yes. How can you not want more Shark Tale? I mean, it's... God, how are we related? Of course, my second thought was why. Not everything has to be a trilogy. A trilogy, in essence, is supposed to be like a play, with 3 acts. The first, bringing up the issues, the second, addressing the issues, and the third, closing them. You shouldn't make a trilogy unless you have such a large story you can't fit into one film. Now, admittedly, I did like films like Madagascar 2 and Shrek 2, but they didn't need sequels. It just felt like they wanted to do a little more with the franchise. Now, as bad as DreamWorks is, there's no bigger beast after your wallet than Disney. I mean, look at all the bad sequels they made. Be honest, look deep inside yourself, past all those hidden feelings you have for Tingle, and ask yourself how many of those movies needed sequels. I mean, sure, some made for interesting concepts, but the reality is none of them are needed. As much as I don't want to admit it, the entertainment industry is just that, an industry. Even if a company got an amazing but untested story, they'd much rather go with a proven franchise than something new. Unfortunately, things don't look to be getting any better, as games such as Mass Effect, Gears of War, and possibly God of War have stated that if there was another sequel, there probably wouldn't be with the main character, which, in real speak, means, yes, we're making another one after this. Still, at the end of the day, we as gamers should be happy that a lot of our franchises receive more life than they would if they were a TV or a movie. I'm Vinnie, infesting the internet with more useless opinions.